Hi everyone. I am going to do a quick free reading for the collective. I apologize for the setup. It is not the best I can do, but it is the most convenient thing I can do right now because I am having a ridiculously busy day and I was guided and informed from early on this morning that I should be doing a reading for everyone today. So here it is. Now, I can't place this the camera anywhere else right now because I'm moving everything around in the house in the apartment, and I have the phone attached to the side of the table. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great. So let's start for the whole spiel. These are timeless, and if you're watching this, it most likely is meant for you in some way, whether it is for the present time you're experiencing or, in the future at some point. I have asked the guides and the universe and spirit to not to do a reading for what happened already, but for what you can expect in the next day or two from the time of your watching this. Basically, the most beneficial and helpful advice you can get for what you're going to be experiencing in the next 2 days, 2 or 3 days. All right? And if it really doesn't resonate with you, you don't have to make it resonate. You can just, leave it. And as far as likes, comments, and subscribes, if you find anything helpful, go ahead and show your appreciation in that way. YouTube appreciates it because then it keeps the videos when you search for a video, the videos with the highest rankings or stats and stuff show up first. Plus that way I get to know if you actually like these videos or not. Judgment being the first card. Okay. You are going to get a nice wake-up call in the next 3 days. Which is going to change. This usually means that something is being blasted at you, like there is a massive truth being revealed. Something is being changed. There's people coming from the past into your future. There's purity from what happened and things have been cleansed. Everything has been revealed. The moon is full, the night sky is clear, the clouds are, emotions that aren't released, but they're being released easily and effortlessly. The people that were refusing to be their best, the ones who gave up, the ones who decided, life wasn't worth living, you weren't worth it, they weren't worth it, whatever, they're now reaching up. Because some form of divine intervention, whether you realize it or not, is happening in your life, which is bringing the past into the future. She's making that sound towards the past, like Gabriel blowing the trumpet towards the past, bringing things back up to be revealed in the fullness of the night sky and the day sky, so that you can make a proper move in your life without carrying things with you that don't need to be carried with you anymore. This could also be 2 people, double X, coming together, 2 people that have completed a cycle in their life, and they're now coming back together to unify. That right there is a little ghost rabbit. So if you've been chasing rabbit holes and stuff, trying to figure out what's going on in the universe, don't bother. The answers are within you. And you will find more answers meditating and really knowing yourself than you will clicking to random YouTube videos. The videos are great to help you, put the pieces together, but overall, you're the one with the answers. Queen of Wands. So you've been doing a lot of self-work. You really have. You've put a lot of effort into being your most authentic and beautiful self. You have been calling yourself out. You have been listening to the universe. You've created a kingdom for yourself, whether it's in a tiny apartment or in a giant mansion or living with your parents. You have a firm grip, or a firmer grip, on who you are and who you want to be. You know how they say the Sphinx guards the mystery? She's sitting in between two sphinxes, and there's a little Siamese cat at her feet, and basically saying that the mystery the Sphinx are guarding is her or him. The heart. See how it's glowing? You figured something out about yourself, and you've become more whole and complete because of it. You have your throne, you have the sunflower, which is basically a symbol of happiness and prosperity and abundance. One sunflower has seeds enough to plant an entire village of friggin' sunflowers. The wand you have, the power you hold, is already blooming, and soon you're going to have to put that power down and pick up more power for yourself from within, because that one branch is already blooming to the point where you're going to be carrying around a tree. And that's the Ace of Wands in there. So an opportunity that came to you before, you took it and made more out of it. And now you're sitting pretty in your power. You're protected by spirit. Nature has your back and is at your feet. You're in harmony and you're golden. So you could be living a really great life, or you're making effort to live a really great life. Someone was getting in the way of your healing. And how funny, I just saw this play out like a movie. You were minding your own business, doing your own healing, and somebody in the background in a carnival freak show, somebody who didn't take their own self seriously, was attempting to interfere with your healing, but they're noticing that it's not even phasing you, that you're set in your power, that you know what you love, what you want, and the beauty and grace that you hold. And it's kind of throwing them off to the point where what they were taking and doing, they're bringing it right back to you. They're like, oh, yeah, I like you. It could have been you doing some shady things, and then you decided it's better to have clean hands than bleeding hands. So you got yourself out of the freak show of the human circus of, cheating and betrayal and lies and deceit. And you're like, I'm going to make a decision to take what I can, which is the healing of the self, and move forward towards self-power, instead of sitting here and picking up another sword to cause more conflict. You're returning to what brings you to yourself. So be aware in the next couple of days that you're going to have situations coming up that are for your highest and greatest good. And in those situations, you're going to be asked on a very subconscious level to put the work in to maintain the best version of yourself. And the best version doesn't mean you don't make any mistakes. It means you handle the mistakes with grace, that you forgive and you move forward, and then you allow the universe to balance the scales. You're not balancing the scales, the universe is. And the universe already has balanced the scales, otherwise this wouldn't show up. Judgment and justice. Baby, you are going to have such a life-changing experience within the next 72 hours. You've been carrying this pain for so long. It's time to let the burden down. Everything you want is literally right in front of you. everything you've ever wanted, and you can't even see exactly how much of everything that you wanted it is, because you've been under, oh, sorry. You know, I'm going to find a setup where I can actually be in front of the camera, because the only place that it's easy to put it in front of the camera is up there on the corner of that table. So I truly apologize. I'm working with limited equipment right now. So you've been carrying this burden of I really don't like reading cards the way that is written to be read. And most people, you know, when you go through something that breaks you, where you see another side of someone and you can't believe how much they're capable of completely treating you as if you mean nothing, that you're just a burden to them that they'd rather lay down. And then you start putting the work into yourself. They start seeing exactly what you're worth because you maintain the standard of your worth, and the scales balance between hard work and actually work you enjoy that brings you profit and benefit. So in the next 3 days, this wound and scar you've been carrying from some horrible betrayal that has escalated in your own mind so much that it could have been one wrong word that was said, and then throughout your 9 other people in your life or 9 other situations in your life that happened, that one bad experience turned into an entire almost 7-8 year span of pain, when in reality it was complete divine. It was divine harmony between you two. What happened had to have happened for you to get to this place of self-power and self-worth. The treachery had to occur so that both parties involved, or all the parties involved, could see exactly what everyone is capable of. Know thyself, and in turn you know the people around you, which means you also are capable of all of this. It's time to lay the burden down. This queen is completely unbothered by everything that's happening around her. Even the angels can't swing her. She's not looking at any of them. She's looking directly forward at her life. She knows that the angels have her back. She knows that the past made her the strong person that she or he is now. And anything that could come at her will be for her benefit. So, which then can be turned into something that'll build a proper, strong foundation and pave the way for an empire. And with justice being here, you have the clear way. The universe is fully supporting you. Judgment and justice, I mean, come on. That's like complete, all open doors everywhere for you to lay the burden down, go up those stairs, and get to your queenhood or kinghood. For whatever pain you've been through, I am sending you the biggest hugs and kisses, and I apologize for what you've been through. If no one apologized to you for breaking your heart, I'm apologizing to you. We're all one. So on behalf of everyone that has ever broken your heart, I apologize to you. Some of us never get an apology because people just leave and take what they want and then they bail. Or they, take what they want and put the work in for themselves, and then the universe has to balance the scales while you're there carrying the burden and trying to, create your own kingdom. But in the meanwhile, you're carrying this thread of pain with you, where you're like, this happened and it could happen again. What if it happens? It's going to be so overwhelming. But these cards are telling you it's not going to happen. The worst is over. The past is what created the king and queen within you now. So these residual thoughts you've been having, or feelings or energy, cleanse yourself. Look at the water here. Cleanse all of that out of you. Put that sword down. Put those, wands down. You've worked enough on the pentacles. You've spoken enough. You've said enough. You've done enough. Now it's time for you to lay down all of the negativity and actually see what it is that the past. Is there a time frame on this? Because this is basically telling me it's a snapshot of what's going on with you in the next 3 days, but it's also telling me a story of what happened and the potential outcomes of what could happen. Wow. Please be kind to yourself. Treat yourself well. Don't let someone else that hurt you keep you from your money or keep you from feeling balanced within yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself with when I get really heartbroken or upset, I clean everything. When I had a partner 10 years ago or 11 years ago, and he was in a mental institution he wasn't well. When I took him there by his choice, I came back that day and I scrubbed the bathroom walls with a toothbrush. So when I tell you, when people hurt you, don't overwhelm yourself to avoid the pain. Feel through it, let it flow through you. Stay centered in yourself. If you don't know how to stay centered, close your eyes and just think and feel your heart. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to do anything magical. Simply, yes, things happened. Yes, you are worth loving. Yes, those things that happened left a scar on you. It's okay. Simply feel yourself. Allow the waters to flow, allow the scales to balance within you, and therefore on the outside, whatever you're doing or going through isn't going to feel like a burden. It's going to feel like a gift, a lesson, a chapter that's closed, and now new messages coming in to show you that all of that happened was to benefit you. A lot of us right now in this collective that we're in, and there's many collectives, but this specific one that I'm reading for, or could be multiple ones actually, we're closing out a chapter and starting a new one. And it's not we're closing out with one person and going to a new person. No, it's pain that happened in the past. Whatever occurred is over, and now you get to start over with this same person if you so choose. I mean, look at this. You lay down the burdens, okay? You're like, I'm done being in pain. I'm done crying. I'm done being poor. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to, do things properly in my way, not in someone else's way. Because she's all about her way, beauty and grace and power, her way. Not with, the family like the Queen of Pentacles, or with a lover like the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Swords is like, I ain't having it with anybody. I'm just going to sit here and, lead nations with wisdom. People underestimate the Queen of Swords greatly. The Queen of Wands is like, no, I'm doing this my way, and I'm going to shine bright, and I'm going to absorb all that sunlight, and I'm going to glow and be super shiny, and I'm going to nourish everything around me. So when you see this combo, you lay the burdens down. You go from the 10 to the 8, which means you made a decision to close out a chapter of your life that hurt, and you are giving this new chapter a chance to see where it can go now. You see this? The thing that was weighing this person down was the decision to continue to carry that, or to let it go and see where things go. And considering that they're spirit and nature animals, and tarot usually are depicting the Holy Spirit, Gaia. This is also Gaia. You lay that down, and you make a decision to hear what you don't want to hear. Even though you don't want to hear it, you allow it, because there's growth and expansion in it for you. You might be afraid, you might be holding on to, you might be holding on to that which, you thought was stable, but it wasn't. True stability comes from massive instability. First, the tower has to shake everything down for you to realize where the foundation was faulty. So if you've given up on a partner, if you've given up on a job, or if you've given up on a family member, it's almost as if you give up on a part of yourself. And you can't be whole and complete when you carry wounds like that around with you. Because that wound is going to be covering a part of you that deserves to shine. When I was younger, I was really hurt by a lot of people. Well, I've basically been hurt by a lot of people my entire life, and I won't get into it, but throughout all of it, I rarely ever gave myself the compassion I needed. And it really, really messed with me in my life and the way I interacted with relationships. I treated everybody as if they owed me sympathy or, emotional relief of some kind. And it was a burden on them and on me. It wasn't fair, and it was just because I kept the pain that I had been through. I wore it on my sleeve like I should be wearing my heart on my sleeve, with an open heart. Instead, I was like, look at all the ways people hurt me. Isn't it terrible? Like, no. All that pain is meant for you to create something out of it. There isn't a single person in this world who has a perfect life. There isn't a single being anywhere that hasn't been hurt. And everything that's happened in your life, though confusing as it may be, and as much right as you have to hold on to whatever you want, it's not worth it. What is worth it is companionship. Look at these two. Sending messages, and this one's just too confused. This one doesn't even know if this one's listening, but this one is listening, but she's overthinking and overfeeling. And notice how these cards played out. Bad situations, feeling overburdened by it, and then confused as to what everything happened. Knowing that the past is done and the future holds all of your glory, the present and the future. Willing to put the work into things and move forward together. Close a chapter out and start a new one, and maybe travel. I've been avoiding talking about this in this entire reading, but it's so prominent. There is someone in your life, okay, and I apologize if this isn't for everybody, but somebody needs to hear this. There is someone in your life that really, really, really screwed you over. And this isn't someone from your childhood. This isn't a parental figure. This is someone that would cause a queen to be without a king. Notice how there's no men in this. The only man is the one carrying the burden and trying to walk away with it. Someone's really hurt you, and you blocked off everything that made you who you are from your past to be this cold version of yourself that stood behind the bitterness and pain of what happened to you. By doing that, you focused on yourself on work, and you denied everything else around you, including the beauty of the world itself. You shut yourself in, and then you decided that you are right, and it's your choice to be mean and bitter, or to be a tramp, or to be whatever it is that you were. Just to be like, see, this is how much you hurt me, that I don't even want to acknowledge it. I'm just going to continue to move forward and drown myself in work because that's how much you hurt me. I let go of the sweetness and kindness that was in me. Therefore, I am now a stoic queen with, spirit at my feet and an entire kingdom to run. And I don't need anybody else to do it. But really, underneath it all, because of this card being here, it blasts all of these cards up so you can see the layer underneath, right? Underneath it all, you really, really are a scared child that needs to be held and comforted and cared for, and you want to be the only one for someone in your life. In the whole world, you are the love of someone's life, but you're not allowing yourself to see it because of what happened, which is causing you confusion because your heart is full. You have the Two of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Four of Cups of what you were offered and you denied it. You have the Five of Cups of all the grief and pain you went through, the Six of Cups because it was with a true soulmate, and then the Seventh Cup, which is just like, what the fudge do I do now? Well, darling, now you accept that your wish has been granted, and everything that happened was to grant you your wish. So stop blocking it out and stop being a spy and observing from a distance and not making any effort towards the yourself or others to be happy. You can't be happy just focusing on work and money. It's driving you nuts. Look at this. Do I make an offer, or do I communicate, or do I just watch? And this one's like, hey, I really like you. Hey, you want to start over? You want to do this? You want to do that? And this one's like, but what about all this? You know, all this that happened really sucked and it really messed with me and it kept me up all night and it took years and years and years for me to get over it and blah, blah, blah. And then I had to decide to let go of it, to choose this one or that one. And then you found yourself. You noticed the patterns, the structures, the people around you that were messing with you, the people around you that were feeding you bullshit in your ears just to keep you away from that which you really want, which is the love of your life, the one in the entire world. And then you're like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I'm just going to close myself off and be, you know, a sexy, fiery leader on my own, and I don't need no man, I don't need no woman. But you kind of do, because the human itself is a being of companionship. We're supposed to commune. We are a codependent species. Independence is a complete lie. There is nothing you can do on this planet just by yourself. You are codependent to the air, to the fire, to the water, to the earth, to your heartbeat. You are independent. You are not independent from anything. The moment your eyes open, you are in a codependent relationship with life itself. And the universe is showing you this by having isolated you, put you by yourself, had you work on everything on your own to see how the scales balance on a cosmic macro and micro level, so that you can see what burdens you need to lay down, to see who's in front of you that's worth keeping and who isn't, to communicate and to receive the communication, and to actually hear with your heart instead of with your eyes, so that you can have a new start. The best things in life don't come at you once and done. They come at you and they destroy you, and then they come at you again and they destroy you, and they come at you again and they destroy you, over and over and over, until the destruction they cause feels like heaven. Because you realize what they're actually destroying is this thread of not nice vibration in you. No tower can crumble when it's built on love and integrity. Two more cards, please. So in the next few days, you're going to have a very life-changing experience, which is going to give you the option of choosing the path of love or the path of fear. The advice being given to you, choose the path of love. Do you really want to be the person that thrives in this energy your entire life? I mean, really, look at it, and I don't mean to be blunt or, rude, but how childish and petty to have true love at your feet, reunions, friends, family, parties, life, adventures, an entire kingdom in the background, the innocence and purity of nature and the companionship of nature, an entire tribe of yourself, of people, of your tribe, sorry, and then to have yourself supported by nature itself in the whole circle of life. And your heart is full, but you're blocking off a part of it. It's almost like you're blocking off the feminine side inside of you, the feminine energy, while the feminine energy is the one that's going to save your ass. Don't be petty. Don't be this. I'm not even going to take this card. Nine of Swords is such a useless card. Whenever I see that card, all I can think about is how immature. Like, yeah, you're anxiety ridden, you're in pain, you're this and you're that, but that's because you're out of alignment. If you were actually in alignment with yourself, if your mind, if your thoughts were in alignment with your emotions, and your emotions were in alignment with your actions, the Nine of Swords would never exist. The Four of Cups would never exist. There would always be communication. The power just went out. Wow. That's a first in 7 months. Kudos to me. Well, that threw me off a little bit. Look, Sun at the bottom of the deck. 8 of Swords. Well, at least we got rid of one sword. 5. Oh, you were cheated on, probably. Babe. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. You're really stuck in your head. Okay, this phone might disconnect in about 2 minutes or so. Usually it goes to 34 and then it disconnects, or it shuts off. Flintstones, living in the Flintstones age. Do not do something that would cause your future self regret. You have worked too hard on bettering yourself, and the people around you have done the same, whether you realize it or not. Do not be petty. Don't be this person. Would you want to hang out with this person? Would you want to be friends with this person? Someone who constantly denies and rejects everything good in their life just so they can be pitiful, so that they can have an excuse to justify their fear of commitment. And commitment doesn't have to be just in a relationship. It can be with anything. Everyone is in a relationship with each other already. We are in a relationship with life. So this isn't about accepting a relationship or not. This is about accepting the ability to love within yourself. Don't be petty. I know you're afraid. I know you're anxious. I can feel it. I'm like getting tight-chested and everything when I'm feeling this energy. Don't be that. Yes, there was darkness, but there was also great light. Yes, there is the potential of pain, but there is also the potential of the rest of your life being amazing. Aww. And again, you're sitting there thinking, do I accept this offer? Do I block it out? Do I just stay at a distance? Bitch, this is the love of your life. You are the love of your life. This thing you keep blocking out opens the door to happily ever after. You're once upon a time. You're forever. I've always known it's you type of person. But you keep blocking it out, and then you're like, oh, nothing works out for me. Well, because you keep blocking out the one thing that's going to open the door for you. You might not like the key, you might not like the door, you might not like the person at the door, but moving forward and communicating and accepting communication and seeing things for what they actually are instead of what you have convinced yourself they are brings you to this. Notice quickly the Four of Cups. The moment you accept this, goes from the 7 of Cups. You accept those 3 cups, the reunion, it becomes happily ever after. You deny those 3 cups or that 1 cup, and you stay at the 7 of Cups in confusion. You accept that Ace of Cups, it goes to the 8 of Cups, which is leaving behind the bullshit, and you go right to the 2 of Cups because that person has your other Ace of Cups, which is going to bring you to the 9 of Cups, which is your wishes fulfilled. Don't play with me. You deserve love. And if the only thing keeping you away from love is the fear of being cheated on, then stop betraying yourself. People won't cheat on you if you're faithful to yourself. See? See? I told you. You're afraid of pain. Be brave enough to know that you are indestructible. Pain is power. The places that hurt are the places that you are meant to nurture. Not to block out, not to deny, not to avoid, not to use as pity shields and have yourself a pity party while you make your coins. I mean, get the fudge out of here. You're going to have a beautiful next 3 days, and really stop letting other people's thoughts, actions, and opinions break your heart. What they did is irrelevant. They only did it because you did it to yourself first. That's how this universe works. It doesn't manifest outside of you until you manifest it inside of you. And the universe, spirit, God, angels, they're all telling you, you have the love of your life right here. You have to let go of the past. The past must be the past. The present must be where you see this person, yourself, the person you're involved with, the person that you would be involved with, for who they are. Not for who you were told they are, not for the gossip, lies, and treachery, but for who they actually are when you look at them in the eyes. When you're standing there face to face, heart to heart, does this really matter? What Bob said, what Jenny said, what Joanna said, what whoever said, does any of it matter when you and this person are together? If you've matured and you've grown, don't you trust the universe to be able to bring to you someone that matches that? And if the universe brings to you someone from your past who matches that, don't you trust yourself enough to know that you can do, you can do this time? The advice here being, don't let other people break your heart. And this could be friends, family, parents, co-workers, anybody who has an opinion on your love life. Swords are thoughts. Thoughts going into the heart, causing pain. Don't let your thoughts or other people's thoughts break your heart. Because what you have in the next 3 days is an opportunity, a real opportunity for something lifelong. You can hold on to the past. You can have all the excuses you want. You can cheat as much as you want. You can betray and lie and steal and carry that guilt with you for the rest of your life and continue to sit in pain and make excuses for everything. Avoid communication. Drown your head in work and pretend that everything's okay. Or you can man up, woman up, face the past, move into the future. And you don't have to do it alone. You can have friends. You can go with friends. The people you're involved with can level up their status with you. Friends can become lovers, lovers can become friends, family can become friends, friends can become family. Things are changing and improving. Don't be the 4 of Cups for yourself. You deserve better. I'm gonna go before this thing kicks me off. I love you. May this have served you for the highest and greatest, most benevolent outcome for everyone involved and give you the best case scenario beyond what you can even imagine, because you deserve the love that you wish you could have. And if the universe is going to bring you that love in a package that you didn't expect, give it a chance. Give yourself a chance. Aw, look at that. Look. Decision on love being offered to you. What did I just say? Give yourself a chance to feel something more than you felt. Okay? You are so deeply loved because you deeply love yourself. And if you're being brought face to face with even a cashier at a dollar store, look at them kindly. Speak to them with gentleness. Take yourself out on a date. Go buy yourself some flowers. Allow yourself to feel loved. Real love, the kind of love where you can sit there in your PJs or butt crack naked eating pizza in front of a TV, belly laughing till you're rolling on the floor and you're crying because of how much you're laughing, and no one cares. Because it's so you and it's so home. Oh, babies. The time right now is 2:22. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 6 of Cups. You're gonna get married. Alright, I'm gonna go. I love you. Have an awesome day. Go get some sunlight. It's beautiful out there. And if you're in the colder climates, go get some sunlight anyway. Just bundle up and then have some nice hot cocoa or something. Alright? Bye.